Hello and welcome everyone. On the beginning, very important question. Please write on the chat, can you hear us loud and clear, please? Okay? So, my name is Konrad and together with our application engineer, Jakub Malec, who, by the way, some of you can recognize from our previous webinars, we will be your host today. And today's webinar is really special for us because we would like to share some exciting news about our flagship product, Lisa X. But before we will start, just one technical thing. If you'd like to ask us any question, please use this question tab on your right side of your user panel. Okay, let's get started. So here are a few important things that we would like to communicate today. First of all, we are not releasing new printer or not new version of Lisa X. What we bringing today is information that there's big update of Lisa X coming. As you can see, this update will enable Lisa X to work in Industry 4.0 environment. But not only that. We are enabling an expert mode and big improvements and fixes in UX and UI both in Synterit Studio and printer itself. This update will be available on Monday, 2nd of October, and is prepared with backward compatibility. That means that not only the new one Lisa X will be available to have those features, but all of existing Lisa X printers. So, Lisa X becomes 4.0, and with this new software, new update, we are making Lisa X more connected, more accessible, and even with higher performance. And what is really important for us, Lisa X becomes the first and only SLS compact 3D printer on the market with Industry 4.0. That's really exciting and that's really big for us. So here are 4 areas of improvement that we are implementing in this update. And Kuba, could you please share with us some more information about this?
Yeah, absolutely. Hello guys, first Konrad. So 4 areas that we want to focus today are the 4 parts of the update we are launching, starting with Industry 4.0 features. Then we'll move to expert mode and what comes with it. Then the improvements to UI and UX we introduced to our printers, and finally improvements to Synterit Studio we introduced recently. So let's start with Industry 4.0 and what it is. Basically, the term came from the Industrial Revolution or 4th Industrial Revolution. Industrial Revolution starts with steam and mechanization in 18th century. Then we moved to factories and electrification for 2nd Industrial Revolution. 3rd was robotics and automatization. And now we are moving to the 4th Industrial Revolution. Which means things like Internet of Things, machine-to-machine communication, artificial intelligence and machine learning for industrial applications, and also big data and cloud computing. So these are the things that that are under this umbrella term. And what are the main benefits for Industry 4.0. Basically divided it into 3 categories. So let's start with more performance. What does it mean? Basically, we mean lower downtime for your printer, so better utilization of your device, better usage of your material, so more efficient use of the material you are using for the printing. And you're getting the models faster because of this utilization. Then better accessibility. So integrating your printer into Industrial 4.0 allows you to get better queuing of your print jobs, give more access to many users of the printer, and share the printer between many departments in your organization. And finally, more connection or more connectivity is integrating your printer to various processes inside your organization. So things like maintenance or tooling are now a lot easier to access. And also integrating your new device to your existing infrastructure is very easy after the update. So like I said, Industry 4.0 focuses on these things, new things about the industry, so AI, big data, cybersecurity, autonomous robots, and so on. So how does it really work? If you are already an integrator of Industry 4.0 systems, you already know, but at heart we have a system that manages it and a database that collects all the information. Users are managing the system, integrating the devices into it, and finally we have devices like, for example, in this case, LisaX, which communicates through API with the system. So what does it give us in terms of the capabilities? First, queuing of printouts is a lot easier this way because you can use API for that purpose. And also, Industry 4.0 means API with parameters we can get from the printer. So basically, we can feed your system with 20 live parameters that you can access at any time from the printer, like let's say number of layers for the print. What's the status of the printer? Is it starting, warming up, or is it already finished? And for example, software version to check if it's up to date. But now let's move to more the financial side of things. And Konrad, I believe you will have a bit more to say about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Kuba, for this technical explanation. And here's some from business perspective. As you can see, including LisaX into your existing 4.0 ecosystem can bring you several financial benefits because doing that is making the whole process, 3D printing process, more transparent and more efficient. But what's really important here, in my opinion, the fourth point is really important because right now there are a lot of government projects or funding available for investments in Industry 4.0 ecosystem. Of course, those projects are unfound, depends on the region or country where your business is placed. So if you're interested, you need to check the projects available particular for you. But having those funds, having the opportunity to use those funds, makes LisaX even more affordable than ever. Okay.
All right. So how to get started? Basically, as Konrad said at the beginning, we are launching the update this Monday, so you will be able to integrate your own LisaX starting this Monday. And how to do it? Basically, because this is an update, we need to update first Syntrix Studio. Then in the Syntrix Studio, you will be able to access an updated manual in which you will see all the instructions or the calls for the system, all the data that you can get from the printer and integrate it with your solution. If you are in need in a bit more insight or any help, you can always contact our support. And now for the expert mode. This is a set of updates that is probably most requested by our long-time users. So people that started with Lisa Basic or maybe Lisa Pro, or are using the LisaX for a longer time, and they are very familiar with the process, very familiar with the device. So we want to give them access to more advanced approach for starting and managing the prints by cutting in the process the preparation time in half, basically. So what does it mean, really? What are these changes? First, starting the print job without the wizards. So if you are familiar with the process, you don't need to go through every step like a normal user, like a beginner user, but you can skip these tutorials, these wizards that guide you through the starting process. That will cut down a significant part of your starting time. Then we can abort self-check. So if you are making a subsequent print on the same printer, on the same run, you can abort this check if you are 100% sure that everything is maintained and you don't need to change or check anything. And finally, full control over the mechanics of the printer. So at no point the printer will restrict you from moving the beds if you, for example, have already a cake inside the printer. Also, I'd like to mention that this is just the first batch of the features we are adding. We are already working on new features that will be released soon. And how to get this update? So this update is like Industry 4.0 and reserved for Syntery Studio Advanced users. But getting it's very easy. Basically, like before, we need to update Syntery Studio and then make update flash drive that you connect to the printer to get the update. And this will be probably the last update you will need to do this way, and I will go to it in a second. Okay, so Syntery Studio improvements and also UX and UI improvements for the printer. So the main benefits here are better accessibility for the printer, smoother workflow, easier workflow. And what I mentioned just a second ago is LisaX updates itself. From now on, you don't need to play around with thumb drives. You just need to make this one final update through USB stick, and then you can just launch the update from the printer, which downloads it from internet and prompts you, hey, there's a new update. Then printing history in the printer. So we are making a big archive of the printouts of the print jobs on your printer, which you can access them with all the settings. And finally, easy access to logs. So you can get basically all the informations from the printing process from the printer, and this is probably the last thing you will need the thumb drive for. Also, we introduced a lot of changes to UI, so user interface in the printer. We introduced 32 changes right now, with more to come, and these changes make the process easier, faster. We removed a lot of jams. We made all the animations a lot smoother and easily readable. Also, like I said, no jams, no freezes, because we also eliminated a lot of bugs. And finally, we have Syntery Studio improvements. So we focused also on three aspects here. So first, more performance, so faster printing preparation. Basically, some of these features you probably already have in your Syntery Studio, like easier managing or easier arranging the parts in your build, better accessibility for more agile work and more connectivity to the printer. I mentioned the new features in the arrangement. So, for example, we have right now we have mirroring, copying parameters. So these are the advanced parameters you can copy between the models to make the same feature set or use the same settings for new iterations of your models. Also, we give access to remote support from our support guys and introduced remote stop because sometimes an unexpected need for print might appear and you might need to stop the print you are already doing to get the more important, the high priority printout faster. So what are the next steps and how to get the update? It works like I said before. The easiest way is to just get the update from the Synterit Studio. So going to help drop-down menu in the Synterit Studio, you will see there check for update, and you can click there to get the newest update. If you are updated, then you can go to update printer, and that will generate the USB drive for you. And if you are not connected in the restrictive environment, more secure environment, you can always download the updated version of the installer from our website and then make the process on your disconnected device.
Okay.
All right, so Synterit the offer. I believe this is also your grant.
Yeah. Several times you mentioned that Industry 4.0 features and expert mode will be available for those LisaX users who bought Synterit Studio Advanced. And this is why we've prepared a special and limited, to be more precise, until the form next starts, one-time offer for existing customers who still use Synterit Studio basic version. As you can see, you can buy Synterit Studio Advanced 30% off. This time, as I said, it's limited. This offer is time limited, and if you're interested, if you like to learn more details or the prices in different currency than euro, please contact your local distributors. And remember, this update will be available on Monday, 2nd of October, so really soon. Okay. If you like to ask us some questions, please don't hesitate. It's a good time. We already have first question from Alan. Can you confirm that applying the update will not prevent the use of custom materials?
Yes, basically, this update only adds, or in some cases, unlocks already existing functionalities that we introduced in previous updates, because this is a bigger project. So yeah, basically, it doesn't restrict you for anything, just gives you more options.
Yeah, being open, open for use of the third-party materials is one of the cornerstones of our DNA, our strategy. So there's no point to resign from that. Are there any hardware changes in the pipeline?
I'm not sure what the timeline refers to, but we didn't introduce any changes to the printer. So basically, printer stays the same. It's just the software that changes.
But Alan, if you're asking us about some some changes in our offer of printers or peripherals, right now we are concentrate on software development and update, but new things will come soon. When will the soft materials will be available to LisaX again?
Yes, we are working right now on expanding our material portfolio with new materials that we are ever expanding our material range. So we got
Flexa Performance is available for Lisa X.
yes, definitely. This material is already available.
We will prepare. We are preparing right now new materials for our compact printers, and we will communicate those changes in material offer soon as well.
And then chance you will find a way to expand the printable areas by better controlling the print chamber temperature. Look, I cannot really promise anything at this point. We did this once before with our printers. That was Lisa Basic and Lisa Pro. It's hard for me to say whether it's possible for Lisa X. If it will be possible, we will definitely look into it and try to make the work area as big as possible. But right now, it's hard to promise anything.
Okay, looks like there are no other questions for now. Of course, if something appears, some kind of inquiries that you would like to address in regarding to this update or our offer, please don't hesitate to contact us. Of course, you can follow our LinkedIn profile. We are putting a lot of updates there, so you can always be up to date with our offer and what's happened in Syntery. So thank you once again, and see you soon.